Call in the next 5 minutes, and you'll also receive a free mystery gift from our prestigious beauty product line. To get this exclusive hydroxytone offer and free mystery gift, call 1-800-781-8937 or go to smootherface.com. 1-800-781-8937.
Later on in the afternoon, Ryan started throwing an absolute fit.
Brandon, you can go play in the playroom.
But Mum, for the life of her, couldn't figure out what it was all about.
Okay, Ryan, what?
Being a mom in general is really tough, but when you have triplets, it's everything times 3.
Ryan, what? Honestly, I don't know what you want. You need to tell me what you want. No, then we have to put these away. Ryan. Okay. Excuse me, Sammy. Excuse me, Sammy. I gotta go put your brother in his room.
When Ryan screams like that, or really when any of them scream like that, I lose the ability to think clearly. I literally feel an inability to breathe almost. It's like an anxiety reaction, I guess. And I have to remove one of us from the situation.
Where is he?
He's in his room.
Why?
Because he's not calming down. I don't know what the problem is, and I need him to calm down so we can figure out what the problem is. And until he does, when I've got all of them on me like that and everyone starts screaming,
right,
it's a timeout for me, I guess, but I need to get the situation quiet.
The kids are acting out. Mum doesn't really know how to handle it. She's getting more stressed, and it's not a good situation for mother or child.
Samantha, do you know where your nose is? Where's your Where's your nose?
No.
Where's your nose? Good girl.
Hey! What are you doing?
Dad arrived home when it was time for dinner.
Yes, you do. It's cheese.
No.
It's cheese.
I don't.
Okay, well, then you will sit down and not eat it. Fine.
I know that a major issue for this family is getting their triplets to eat. So I was curious to see exactly how dinner time would go. But it didn't start off well.
Brandon, sit down, please. Sit down.
Brandon, you don't have to eat.
You don't have to eat, but you need to sit down.
Don't have to eat. I mean, that's the whole point of dinner time, isn't it? And the other kids spent more time fussing and fidgeting around than eating.
Here.
Have some peas.
That's okay, Brandon. You don't need to. I just want you to sit with us, please.
It'll be like last night. I'll save their plates, and suddenly at 7 o'clock, they'll be eating again.
You don't put your drink in your food. Ryan, are you done? Okay, you're done.
At the end of mealtime, none of the kids had eaten much at all. So I can just look at, this is what we were left with, right?
Yes.
Happy with that?
Oh, of course not.
Joe?
No, not at all.
What are we looking for?
Them to eat.
At least some of it.
This is a major concern because the triplets were born premature and they need to be able to eat as part of their growth. With Mum at her wit's end and the kids not eating a nutritious meal, I've seen enough. I need to sit down and speak to these parents.
You had one child, and then along came another 3. That's a handful, to say the least. Fact is that you are both feeling the strain of it, but if things really don't get put into check, they're going to topple over.
Yep.
Meal times. I've seen a pigeon eat more.
They don't even eat the portion sizes in front of them.
Correct. But we need to keep them at the table and encourage them to continue eating. And right now, there's been no endurance. So we need to hold it out. We need to push through all of that, okay?
All right.
So let's move on to the next issue I want to talk about, and that's the word perfection. Apart from yourself, who's your hardest critic?
The pressure stems in the desire for me to please my father, but it's not as though he's over at my house doing a lot of criticism. There are a lot of joking comments made that I think he doesn't realize probably how much they hurt or how much they affect me, because I know he's joking. But I take it a little harder than I think he realizes.
What are those things that he's unaware of?
I don't think my dad really has an understanding of what it means to have a bunch of little kids around the house, yet alone 3 of them all the same age. I just don't think he understands that.
So that is something that I feel would be very healthy for you to resolve.
Yeah.
So you have your duties, your responsibilities. Generally, you're outside and you're inside. Well, it's time for me to tell you both there needs to be change. I believe that it's gone slack on your end and it's tightened up your end. Wouldn't you agree?
To a point, I would say yes. My job is to make sure that that lawn is kept up or the weeds are down, so I don't become that house that everybody goes, oh, it's that house.
In return, they could be turning around and saying, oh, and that's that dad that can't even handle his kids. And he's got triplets, you know? And your priority and your responsibilities are to step up every time when you're a father and you're raising 4 children.
Okay.
So the last thing I want to discuss are the triplets and their development. Because when we've been so used to dealing with them as a unit, as a package, what normally tends to happen is that parents forget that they're not one person. There's 3 individuals.
Yeah, and that's the other thing with Brandon in the mix. I worry constantly about him feeling not as special. Because on the one hand, there's something really special about being a triplet. And I just don't want Brandon to feel like he's left out of that.
That's about what you guys do. There are things that I would like to do throughout our teaching that really brings home to him, oh, that I'm different because I am older and I can do things because I understand more and I can physically do more.
Mm-hmm.
So evolving Brandon would be a really big deal for him and would make life a lot easier for yourself as well. So we have gone through quite a few issues, things we do need to get on with. Any questions?
No.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Coming up on SuperNanny, it's triple trouble at the dinner table.
You need to eat some more macaroni.
Get the spoon out of your hair.
And mom's fear of losing a child is put to the test
Ryan, come here.
when SuperNanny returns.